until I dropped out to do wrestling because they wouldn't let me do like my type of films. I was like, man, all these weird films and stuff. So I would like to do screenwriting and directing, but also acting too. I want to do it all, but like mainly like screenwriting and directing. And in AEW, when I'm like coming out to the ring, normally we'll make these like little vignette videos that are like a minute. Yeah, I'll direct those and stuff. So it's cool. It's like I get to like kind of practice, but I've done some screenwriting. I just got to actually make the film now. So that's my goal to make my first film.
What's my favorite one that you directed? I didn't know that you did direct those promos because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, my favorite one is when we set up a mock funeral, and then what you don't see is I jumped my house in a Jeep. It's a 96-foot jump. We built this huge dirt jump, and I aired over my house in the Jeep and crashed into these mobile home trailers. That was a pretty sketchy one, and I know leading up to it, Tony Khan, who owns AEW, was like, does it have to be you driving? I'm like, yeah, like I can't like have a stunt double. That's not, I gotta do my stunts. So that was like my favorite that we did. So it's pretty much like the set was like me crashing into a funeral. It's amazing for me to watch it, from being there since day one, and to be on the independents, like small like circuits, and all of a sudden like get onto national TV, and then all of a sudden watching the kids like hit their face like me, and all these people, like it's awesome to see because it's a platform where we really can express ourselves. Like Darby Allin can really be Darby Allin. Who you see out there is 100% me, so it's real cool to like be there and watch the fans like this.
How has that influenced your style or concept of wrestling? Were you a fan going into it, or was it something that they felt behind the scenes? Like face paint should team you up?
See, at first I didn't know what to expect, and I was always a fan of Sting, so when we got paired together, what people don't really see behind the scenes is like me and Sting's like friendship, our bond. So a lot of people are like, oh, they're just paired because they have face paint, but what they don't see is like Sting, because when we were doing, Jacksonville pandemic, I would change in the boiler room, and then Sting walked by one day, he's like, why in this boiler room? I was like, I like my privacy. He's like, well, your new locker room is my locker room. So now that we're on the road, I change with him, and he's got a private locker room, so it's cool. Like there's a real bond there. As for in-ring style, people think I'm a bad influence. That's why he's jumping off balconies and stuff. But that's all him. That's his idea. He's like, I'm jumping off this balcony. I'm like, all right, well, people are gonna think it's Darby influencing you, but I do not influence him. He does his own thing. Yeah, he's a wild man. But if anything, he's taught me that, at 63 years old, age is just a number. You can be as crazy as you want to be for as long as you want to be, as long as you take care of yourself. So I'm always, doing like all this like recovery and therapy and stuff like that. So it's cool.
So, what's next for you with AEW? What's coming up?
I mean, if I need help with anything training-wise,
just building the brand, I would say. Like that's like what's next for me is connecting to all these other entertainment worlds. Like I want to really connect more with the action sports world. That's why we got like my skateboard and stuff like that. And I was just at Nitro Circus a couple weeks ago, and I went down like a big 40-foot jump, and I backflipped a tricycle over a 20-foot gap. Like it's like really connecting to other forms of entertainment and bringing it into like wrestling. Because we can connect to the wrestling fans all day. They're always going to be there. But to me, it's like to get more eyes on the product. That's what my biggest goal is to get more eyes on the product for AEW.
I wanted to ask you, I hope it's not old news, but I think that folks would get hearing you were chosen as someone's first opponent when you came into AEW. What did that mean into you? Did you think that was going to happen? I mean, working with a star of that magnitude, could you speak on that?
Yeah, I felt like so early and Tony had a talk.
It's
Tough for me, but he said like this is kind of what's planned, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I feel like I can make anybody more than $1 million out there. Don't think I'm gonna get my ass kicked, but the thing was, it was a very high pressure situation because you really think about it. Like, when he left wrestling, I was in the dishwasher. I was homeless living in my car. So like, think about that. Like, damn, 7 years is a long time. And then so when he left, that's where I was in my life. So fast forward now, I'm like, ooh, like it really puts things in perspective how like serious, like, you know, people want to see this guy return, and everyone's gonna be dissecting the match and picking it apart. And the last thing I wanted was people to be like, oh, Darby wasn't the right guy for his first match back. I don't know why they put him there, you know. But at the end of the night, like I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna put it all on the line. I'll like, you know, a lot of people probably it's the first time seeing me. So yeah, we killed it out there. It was super fun. I had a great time.
It's really great. If you don't mind, I just want to follow up with that. I didn't know your backstory. So you were struggling on the indies as far as with wrestling, the passion, or were you doing it at the same time?
It was everything. I was, you know, so my whole thing was I was like living in parking garages in Atlanta, and I didn't want to get too complacent and be like, oh well, you know, a lot of people don't put 100% into something they do, and I wanted to like tell myself like, you're going to be homeless until you make it, or else you don't deserve to make it. Like, so like, I didn't want to get like complacent and get like a side job and start lazy. Like, I want to put 100% into this, so there's no excuse to fail.
That's great. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. It's not breaking news. I kind of love being on this. It was cool. Just you guys do whatever you want, you know. And like the only thing that sucked about it in the Georgia heat is when you don't go to bed at the right time, that sun's gonna wake you up. There's no escaping it. I would like drive like to a parked garage, like maybe I can like sleep in here. Like even in parked garages, there's no escape from that heat. So.
When you brought up that reaction on social media, how much do you guys read into that or take? Because they can be brutal and they can be brutally obvious what they like and then like.
What do I don't really read into much. Like I don't like to. The only times I like to go on social media is to promote Hoodlum, my clothing brand, or upcoming events or skating and all this crazy shit that I like to do. Otherwise, like I could care less because the only people that I care about that has an opinion is like, you know, guys like Sting, guys like Tony Khan. I don't need some 35-year-old dude who lives in his mom's basement's opinion on like how I'm living life. Because look at yourself. Yeah, I love my life. I love like what I'm doing, and I love like so. I could care less what anybody thinks. It's what I think. It's what the guy who runs the company and fellow people that I look up to.
You mentioned your clothing and the film industry. What are some other areas, merchandise-wise, that you'd love to branch into in the future?
See, I'd love to do like energy drinks, stuff like that. And I want to get more into that world of, you know, like whether it be Red Bull or Monster, because I see what they do for action sports. I've been at Travis Pastrana's house, and his whole compound is pretty much funded from Red Bull. So like, I was like, dang, cause I got 14 acres down in Georgia now, and I was like, we built this big skate park in the backyard. We built like these jumps for like dirt bikes and 4-wheelers. So like, I want to get more into that world and like give back to action sports and do some like just build crazy stuff in my yard. So have what Travis Pastrana has in his compound, have it at my place. So like, I'd say energy drinks, and anything like that.
Sounds like a good fit. I want to ask you about this. You've been called one of the 4 pillars of AEW. That's a very
No.
What is that?
It was just Max talking out of his ass.
But you got t-shirts, you got merch for it.
Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know. I'm like, if you want to call it that, like, cool. But like, honestly, like, it's just, I couldn't see myself, you know, wanting to do anything else outside of AEW. Like, right when I first heard of AEW, like, the first thing that was brought up was the word creative freedom. And I was like, oh, what's that? Like, oh, I gotta get there. And I was like, so, if it's a fourth pillar, if that's how people want to say it, cool. Otherwise, like, I'm just a dude that's focused on loving, going, doing whatever I want to do. So I really think
So is it still surreal when you look out and see the kids and the fans with the face paint on? And what's still one of your most memorable things?
I like to do like anything with like the kids. Like whenever, you know, I do a lot of cameos. So like, you really don't understand how important these birthday shout-outs are until you watch the reaction videos of these kids. Like, there's kids crying and all this stuff. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is really awesome to be a part of. And it's like to take a step back and like really like. I remember when I was like 11, 12, and I could, you know, I would have like I was a big fan of like Bam Margera, or, you know, Kevin Pastrana, Rob Beardeck. And so like, if I was to be in those shoes now where I can affect someone's life, it's amazing. So I don't take any of it for granted. I do a lot of like behind the scenes stuff. Like I'll like meet up with like kids and surprise them on like breakfast and dinners and stuff like that with my face painted and go out to, you know, with their families and stuff. So you know, I just don't have an ego. So it's cool. Just have fun with your fans and stuff.
I don't think anything wrestling you can quickly adapt to.
That's a wrap. So you motherfuckers don't have anything else?
We can keep going. We're just trying to be like polite with each other, checking in on each
We're
other.
also still looking around like all the time, waiting for the signal thing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, we'll make sure you get
How long is these things?
Well,
That's like a 15 or 20
Yeah, usually they don't tell us.
sometimes they say 5 minutes, they
Where are you
go
guys?
15. Just outside Phoenix.
Chino, California.
So you guys all different
Pretty much every
Yes.
outlets, yeah.
It's so funny to just talk about the surreal thing. Like,
I even get this on the things like that.
Is that new?
Yeah.
2 years? Did you sign yours? I was looking at that much. It looked like an Aussie thing. Did he draw the bats?
No, I was like, I had some, but like it really does stick with.
Where was he? Was he out here? Just
He
like,
was doing
I saw his big old inflatable thing. Sure. I was looking at that. I was like, no, not San Diego one. No.
Are you gonna have any time to do the floor?
We went to the floor yesterday. Yeah, a little bit on the floor yesterday, and that was fun. But yeah, like I didn't know like our itinerary is like so like boom 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 media. So like, and if I don't get to explore that much, it's cool. I just that IMDb boat right there, that yacht. I just want to jump off that. County landing. So check your entrance theme. I created it. Me and Wickerface, he wrote the lyrics, and I gave him this old song from the 80s. I was like, it's an old punk song no one really knows, and I was like, yo, like, can you make a beat that sounds like this? So we like paired up and collaborated on that, and I was like so hyped on how it turned out, because my whole goal was once we got into AEW and they let us like pick our own like music and everything. I don't want no corny ass song, you know. I don't want no like generic wrestling song. Dum 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 dum. I'm like, dude, we gotta make something that like people want to run and actually like. So
The creative freedom's gotta be refreshing. You know what I mean? So much lockdowns.
Yeah, like
this role, not role.
our clothing line hoodlums and like Zoomies now, you know, and just being able to like on the weekends, like last like 2 weeks ago, like I said, Nitro Surgery, so I got to go perform there, and then the next day we were in Seattle, like promoting Hoodlum, and we had a meet and greet with Zoomies, and they let us like go crazy in Zoomies, jump off shelves and use whatever we wanted down there. So to have that and to express myself in and outside the ring, because like to me like wrestling isn't the end all be all. I have so much things I like to do out of it. So if I had to be like locked down to just wrestling, I would lose my mind. So that's like the big thing. I'm grateful in and out of the ring. I'm so grateful for it.
Has there any wrestlers like the word that you haven't yet?
Bryan Danielson would be one. He'd probably be like right towards the top of the list right now. So hopefully once gets AEW, we can have that match there. It'd be fun. Just with both from Washington. So it'd be cool.
There's so many adrenaline junkie events, broken bones.
Oh, before wrestling, yeah. With skateboarding, I would always get hurt. But like luckily now, like lately, like since AEW started, I haven't been injured. I'm like, it's crazy because like right now there's such an injury list in AEW. Well, like my ass isn't on that list. It's like I'll be like, how's it injured? So like, yeah, a lot of it is just a lot of that, you know. I'm grateful for it, but yeah, I've got a lot of injuries before, but lately it's been good. I feel wonderful. I do a lot of like, you know, like DDPI and a lot of like, you know, acupuncture and just stretching and you know all this stuff. Like I'm very serious about recovering because. You know, a lot of people will just think like, oh, like, you're not going to be able to walk when you're 35. I'm like, well, you don't know what I do to take care of myself.
They said the same thing about Rob and all this stuff.
How old's Rob now?
He's great.
How old is he now, though? Like, but he feels good.
Feels great. He has a little hand thing, broken bone in his hand, but people try to do some stem cells like that. But he's great. He's wonderful. And guys in Japan said you can't wrestle that way for your whole
I just, you know, Sting, you know, he's like, he was never had the craziest in-ring style, but what he's still doing is insane. 63, like, it's crazy. So, you know, if you just take care of yourself, dude, that's like all pretty much is. Well, he's really into like stretching and yoga.
Oh, always.
He's a wild man, so.
They give us the signal, so
Yeah, I think you get it.
So you guys can still do like the final question.
I wanted to ask, because you spoke about the adrenaline junkie stuff, do you skydive? Have you done that? Yeah?
I'm so numb to skydiving now, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, bungee jumping, no. I went to the biggest one in North America a couple weeks ago in Oregon, and that was a cool rush. That was nice. That was like probably my favorite.
Is that the first time you've done it, or just that?
Yeah.
I've seen people do this thing where you look like a giant squirrel now. It's not quite skydiving, but you jump
I've
off.
seen those, yeah. I would like to do that one. Yeah, it's just, I want to get my skydiving license where you can just go by yourself and not tandem with somebody, and then just do some whatever. But, yeah, like I would say my biggest like rush probably up to date is jumping my house in a car.
I have some friends who've skydove naked. That's a literally jump on naked.
They do that at night or in the daytime?
During the day, yeah.
I don't know if I do that yet, but
In California, in Southern California, right out here, there's like young nudist.
a nudist colony skydiving?
Yeah,
They have that?
They have that.
You gone skydiving?
No, brother, I can't hang with that. You know, it's not even the height, it's I don't trust the bag. Like, I know you can drone or whatever, but I have a hard time having faith that it's not going to be all screwed up.
Some of them they have where they automatically open up when it reaches like certain feet. Yeah, so it's like a safety thing where it has like opens up. Like, my brother is doing a skydiving course right now where he can get his license. So he was telling me like there was one where it opens up by itself. So if you for whatever reason pass out in the air and you can't pull it, it's gonna open up by itself.
If anything, I think I'll try one of those giant fans.
Yeah, I was going to say, start with that and then work your way up.
See if I can hang with that first, you know.
And I was in the military, so they tell you to start, there's always
You've been
something.
skydiving, right?
Actually, no, in the Air Force, they didn't let us do it, but we'd always hear the stories about I was with the one guy and his chute didn't open and we just were not, you know he's just pulling your leg, but it's like, it's a convincing picture when they're telling you.
I've done those inside indoor skydiving.
Oh, you have? Okay, yeah.
He's seeing it.
It's almost the same price as actually skydiving, so you might as well just do the real thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I have this thing about living.
No, that's living is when you get going crazy, there's no better feeling. Yeah. Like, that's what I was like, man, I gotta.
Have you always been into that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah.
What about snow? You get the snow sports too?
I haven't. I've been, I've went down some crazy like hills on the inner tube, but I haven't been snowboarding yet. I went down to Colorado a couple months ago for Zoomies. Like they have this big corporate event called the 100K, and then like they were like, come snowboard the mountain. I was like, man, I just never got around to it, but I wanted to. Like I think like anything with snow, I haven't done anything with the water yet, like jet skis or anything like that. But I just want to. Time to switch.
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you.
Snowboard.